Might get her up the bat soon. The character out of the organization, out of this union that I've been, I think, hyped the most about, or at least interested in the most about. Well, maybe not hyped the most, interested the most. The one I'm most hyped for is the gun guy, but it looks like the gun guy and Tatiana might have some form of relationship going on. But out of the characters that we'd seen so far, I really wanted to see Tatiana, just because on top of her own character already, she's got this like mech suit that she has to sit in, and it turns out like it's more of that her power is so dangerous that she has to be inside it for the safety of others. So I'm wondering like what exactly her power is gonna be. Like I wonder if it's something like she's radioactive, or maybe she's got like just because they say that apparently that if her power like it's uncontrolled and it goes off, it'll be like I think they said a 5-kilometer radius would be completely just destroyed. So I'm thinking some form of like miniature nuke, because she's clearly gonna have like just some high crazy power output. And I'm wondering how it's gonna work when it comes to her suit. Like, is it going to does it like run off of like whatever her power is? Like if she's got some energy ability, would she be able to like kind of like channel it through her suit and then like shoot like energy attacks at somebody or something? I don't know. But we're still in early stages that it could be really fun to see like fold out. But we know now after this chapter that she doesn't like Andy. She doesn't like him after like all the other characters seem to have already accepted him into their group, except for Tatiana. Tatiana is not a fan. She does not like having him around, and she's mad about what happened with Gina, and like brings up how on top of like what they did, she was mad that he never really noticed or acknowledged like how Gina felt about him. But he's like, oh no, I did. I knew all along, but it was just something that happened. I knew she had a thing for me, but I had to kill her anyway. I won't deny these facts. And after that point, when she's just doing her thing, going around getting ready to rampage, one of her attacks heads towards Izumo, who Andy goes out of his way at that point to go and protect, which then other people have to step in and be like, hey Tatiana, calm the hell down, you're being a little bit too violent. And then Andy decides to go in and jump on her at that point. And because the fist that went through like his torso like pretty much just punched his lower body off, he didn't have his pants when he healed, and when he lands on top of Tatiana's mech, he's got like his dong directly like planted on like the glass window, like the eyeball of her mech suit. And so she's just freaking the hell out. She's got like her suit like opening up, and that's what I'm thinking at the end of the chapter when we see like it, I assume, opening like this with none of her friends around. She's gonna be able to kind of like step out and do something, and maybe she'll kind of like be something similar to like when Andy took the card out of his head, and he's just like, I have to take the risk of using this power in order to get the job done. And with the time limit on when they have to pretty much kill Unrepair, the time they have to kill Unrepair that Izumo could die. I had something caught in my throat there for a second. I'm lucky it didn't get too bad. Sometimes I get horrible and that it's got to take like 30-second breaks of just talking and restart and get pissed off. But after that, all the characters are starting to kind of like clear out. They're like, all right, we need to get the hell out of here. We need to go. Oh, only 1-kilometer radius, but they still said that she has the capability of wiping out like an entire town. Still pretty crazy, and with the powers that exist within the series, I'm wondering like how broken is hers gonna have to be, and like why don't they have stuff more kind of like set preparations? Maybe it's 1 kilometer inside of that the energy just output from that machine. But when everyone else is trying to flee, you have Izumo going like jump on top of the mech suit, try and talk to her, and talking about like how in reality she's kind of the one that killed Gina because of her unluck power, and then somebody's gonna be mad at her. It should be her, and she's able to kind of like get her to calm down and kind of gain control again. I did like seeing that panel of inside the mech from like behind Tatiana's like perspective, and we see like as far as we know, she's just some girl with like super long hair, but she's definitely gonna have some like issues with people and loneliness. I'm guessing if she does, like, she's almost incapable of like making actual contact with people, like physical contact with anybody. And with how Izumo is, like from her backstory of we know her unluck power was that she'll probably have a similar kind of like outlook because Izumo wasn't able to touch stuff or have any form of contact with people as well. Whereas, it seems like Tatiana and Izumo are gonna have that in common. Like instead of the unluck, it's whatever Tatiana's power is that prevented her from being near people. But after that point, like it all kind of just settles down, and Izumo ends up going to Tatiana's room, which I really liked. She's got like a very girly room. It's gotta be hard for her. Like she's clearly like a very like super feminine chick, but she has to be within this big bulky robot. Maybe eventually they can get her like a better suit that's not as like, looking like a character from Wall-E. But you can tell she's nervous and she doesn't really know what to do here. But she seems to have taken a strong liking to Izumo, and she's happy. She says it's the first female friend she's ever made, and she's ready to go all in order to help her prevent her from dying. And then we see her suit kind of open up. I really want to know what her power is. Like maybe it's got something to do with like some form of like high electricity kind of thing going on, or radiation, or plasma. I'm hyped to see this. This has got to be really cool. I always am ready to see like character power flexes and stuff. We gotta wait 2 weeks. Unfortunately, I actually don't know what's going on in Japan. Why it's a week? Is it Golden Week? I don't think so. It might be I know they have a holiday for elderly people around on August, but I think it's around August. It might be around this next couple months or next couple weeks. I guess probably next week. I'll look it up. I gotta look it up to figure out, just out of curiosity, like why is there a break next week? I'm fine with there being a break. I'm just curious as to why. But as it was a very character-driven chapter, the only other thing we really saw was like some of the like enemies and doing some a little bit on their powers. Like the gun dude also seemed to kind of just throw mass grenades. I'm guessing that his power is like his unreload or something, to where he can just infinitely make copies of weapons or whatever. Pretty simplistic thing like that, and seeing how that's gonna be kind of like brought out in this. But yeah, a pretty solid chapter. I liked it. I thought it was quickly read, clean, and nice for nice for Tatiana, because I want to see what exactly she brings to the table and where her thing is kind of like set in this. And after her, the other character that I am really wanting to see is the gun dude, because the gun dude just looks badass. He's got like the 6 slick back hair, he's got the sunglasses, he's got all these revolvers. I mean, the dude just he's built very understandably cool, and so he's got to be to kind of like go into that very kind of like very straightforward badass dude design. He's got to be a badass. He's got to keep up with that with the pedestal he's been put on. But anyway, other than that though, comment below, thumbs up the video from the like button, subscribe button, and check out my other videos. But other than that, I appreciate everyone who's already subscribed, and I thank you all for listening. Bye.